Welcome everyone. LinkedIn updates number 6. We have some great bullet point topics for you today, which we will delve straight into. Our first bullet point topic is new group feature. This is a feature that it's really awesome because you are getting more impressions, more engagement, and you will feel more in tune to post content because of the algorithm being favoring to you. Stewart, delve into this first. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I discovered this at the beginning of the month, and I was very wary of it. And I thought, no, that's going to kill my post, because if you post a second post within, it's now 18 hours. It used to be 24 hours, but Richard van der Blom's research has shown that it's 18 hours. It will suppress your first post and potentially almost kill it. So this came up as a group, and I thought, no, I don't want to do that. Because previously, if you cut and paste and you decide you want to go into Marketing Weekly or Digital Today or whatever it is, any of the groups that you may be a member of, it suppresses your first post. It doesn't matter if that's your only post of the day. And it's actually quite a good idea to build your profile up within one of these social marketing, sales and marketing, whatever, depending what field you're in, in any of those specialist groups, because they're all like-minded people. So you're going to learn from them, but it could even be prospects for you. It could be if you're into getting business, social media business with plumbing people, if you're going to a big plumbing group, well, then you're going to be building your profile. So it's a good idea to do. But what's now happening is I thought, well, I'll try it. Because what happened was you go post, then straight up on your screen comes this thing, would you like to share your post with Digital Today or Marketing Weekly, Sales and Marketing Forum, whatever it might be? I thought, I'll go on then. I'll give it a go. Clicked it, sat back. I thought, let's see what happens. Because you've only just started traction on your original post, and you're doing it within seconds. But I just monitored it, and basically what happened was over like a 24-hour period, you were getting approximately a third of the traction that you did on your main post. So on average, I might get like 3,000 or so impressions. So I was getting an additional 1,000 with the group. And that ratio maintained over the days, because they do slow once you post. If you post on the second day, it will slow it, but not kill it. I thought, okay, that's quite good. Tried it again, and then got a better group, one that I have been seen in a little bit. So I got a little bit of engagement, not much, but a little bit of engagement. I thought, okay, this works then. So to me, they're now favoring you sharing your post with a group, but they decide which one is the best group. So it's all keywords and stuff that fit in with that group. So they'll put a suggestion up to you. And I found that if you then do it again, so this was just research. So if I put a post in, then posted it into that group, fine. And they suggested whatever it was, digital something or other. I thought, right, great. Then I killed it, went back another day, tried it, thought, right, let's see what happens now. And it came up with a different group. I thought, that's quite clever. So it's randomly doing it. But then I did one, I've lost track. I think it was Monday. I did one. And the group that it suggested, I pinged it into, and I thought, well, it looks all right. And then I had some comments back from my sort of people that pay attention to what I do. I said, Stewart, it's gone into XYZ group, and did you know? And I thought, no, I didn't. Well, I knew what group it was, but I didn't know what their real activity was, because it sounded good to me. It was all digital marketing. So I thought, well, that makes sense. So I pulled it. But it had pretty good traction. But then obviously it came off my feed, because if you're posting twice, it's showing the same image twice on your feed, on your personal profile. And then boom, it disappeared because I decided to come out of that group. It sort of leads us to into the second point. It's all about groups and the significance that they now place on them, because the fact that they're doing it automatically means that they're not going to penalize you, and they don't. So you will get approximately, I've found, an extra third views, impressions.
Whoa.
You're not going to get that many likes and comments and stuff. People are going to be looking at it because they're not used to you, particularly if it's a group like said to you a bit earlier, I had around 100 groups I was a member of. Some of them were totally irrelevant to what I do now. So I edited them, and I'll tell you how to do that in a minute. But then I thought, right, okay, now I'm really interested in this group. So now I'm reading what other people are putting in. I'm commenting what other people are putting in. So when that gets suggested to come up again, because I've reduced the number of groups I have, I will get more engagement, or I will get engagement. Because you're almost treated as a newbie, because all they're doing is looking at you and thinking, okay, never seen him before. So it's quite interesting. It's clever. It just shows the importance of groups now. And should I just wander on to the second point that I was going to discuss, which is how to edit your groups? Yeah.
And
so
the thing about it also is that with the new group feature, what all social media platform does, in the early stages, they always give you that high organic traction where when you post, you will get a lot of engagement. And then after, when it is that the platform, as we may say, becomes saturated, which it cannot be saturated because it's room for everyone to work in whatever field that you may be in, they realize that we have to drop the engagement level. But what LinkedIn did in this instance is that they saw that a lot of persons are complaining about having a low engagement in terms of their posts. So they bring out this feature, right, where persons now can actually get the engagement that they would like. So when we do it in terms of calculation, 1/3 of getting more engagement is feeling welcoming for someone, and that will entice someone to consistently continue posting. So it will give you that confidence, and it will give you that way forward that you will feel the need that you should continue posting and do not give up. So it's something great by LinkedIn, because it's like they are hearing our supplications and they are putting things in place so that we will feel most comfortable and we would not give up. We will continue pressing forward and putting content out there. Don't study about the engagement. Some people study about the likes and the comments, but watch in terms of more your impressions, whether it be a type-based content, and watch also in terms of the viewership, how many viewers view your video content, because that is brand awareness. Brand awareness is building where a lot of persons see your content rather than the actual likes and comments of the content.
Yeah, absolutely. It's giving you a double feed, isn't it, really? Because you've got your personal stream of people that view it, but then you've got this totally separate section, which is in sales and marketing today, or whatever it might be, and you're introducing yourself to them as well. And so once you've done it a few times, and I highly recommend everyone does it, providing that group is pertinent, not like the one that I had earlier on, and then go into that group yourself afterwards, because your post will be in there, but just see other people and build a rapport up. And now you've got two streams of potential customers, basically, which is exactly what you were saying there, because they have restricted it on your personal bit, but now you can have this other stream to it. So it makes so much sense. But as definitely, you do need to look at what groups you've got in there, because particularly if you've changed industry, like I've been in various industries, so I've been in digital marketing for the last 3 years or so, but some of the groups there, they had a slight alignment to what I'm doing now, because obviously everybody digital marketing, but it wasn't a tight fit. So basically what you do, you go onto click onto my network, you get it gives a list of connections and things like that, and one of them is groups. So click on groups, go into groups, then you can scan down your groups, and you will have accumulated goodness knows how many. Say I had 100 or so over the years. And you click on you go to the three dots, click left, on the left click, and it gives you an option to get rid of it. So you get rid of it. Boom, 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 boom. And then if you go down to the bottom, you've got another bit, and it says like new groups or whatever. So you can click on that. You can say, put in Facebook. Oh God, don't say that word. Put in digital marketing, sales and marketing, whatever. Or you can use it as I say before, as a way to get in. So if you're really targeting through construction, you decided it's plumbing or whatever, just put in plumbing, and it will bring up a load of groups, and then you can look at them and decide which is the best and join it. Then when you do your post, LinkedIn comes up with a suggestion of where you'd like it to go. It's going to be more pertinent to you.
Mhm.
So it's quite clever. And, as you said, Antonio, they're trying to help us get more impressions and ultimately
Yeah.
engagement and ultimately business, because that's what it's
Mhm.
all about. So it's quite
Correct.
clever.
And how to manage groups you are a member of. That is something that is very thought-provoking, because some persons, they just like join a lot of groups and they're not realizing what groups that they should really be in terms of what groups give them the best value from what do not give them the best value. To me, I in very much minimum groups, because I don't want to be in too much groups to cluster myself where is information from here, there, all over the place. So what is your take on that, Stuart?
No, that's true as well, because the more groups you're in, so I was in 100, that's why I have so many blooming notifications every day, hundreds of things,
Mhm.
because they're sharing me information from that group. And I'm thinking, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. And again, I'm not engaging. So if you don't engage in any of them, then you get less of them coming in your notifications, but I still
Mhm.
get them because some of my network might be commenting on it. And, it draws the line, from my connection
Mhm.
to that
Yeah.
group, chucks it in your notification and you're scrolling through it. So for me, editing those groups was a vital thing to do. And I wouldn't say I can notice any impact yet, because it normally takes quite a few days for it to happen. And I only sort of finished doing it yesterday. But I've now
Mhm.
got a good bunch of groups that I'm happy with. So it's well worth editing. I highly recommend people doing that.
Yeah, certainly. And newsletters.
Yeah.
Do newsletters worth it? Definitely, I would say it worth it, because you are being given the opportunity to write about a particular topic that you are most comfortable with. And when you are given that opportunity, that means you will provide great information, and persons will appreciate the time that you took to write these great newsletters. So it do worth it. It have a lot of potential in it. It helps you be creative in terms of your writing. It helps you to really say exactly what do you feel about that particular expertise that you have. And
Yeah.
with your newsletters also, you can also reach out to persons who might be interested in the services that you provide. So it's basically just like you provide a blast email when you might be utilizing um, platform integration. It's practicing to make you better at the profession that you in with those newsletters.
Yeah. I would say again, though, like your notification feed, because newsletters came out, 2 years ago now, something
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like David. Yeah, great. Click. Yeah, receive. Click, receive. So now you've got a load of newsletters. Again, I don't believe people even remember that they're subscribed to, because we weren't quite sure what it was going to do in the early days. So we subscribed to lots of them. So then you get notifications when they come out, and again, that goes into your notification feed. So again, clogging it up, particularly if they're ones that really aren't relevant to what you want now. You may
Mm-hmm.
have changed what you're doing. So again, you can go through the same process. You go to my network, click the newsletters, and it shows you which newsletters you're a member of or subscribing to. I had 156, and I knocked it down to 74. So again, there were some that weren't relevant and were clogging my feed, so you get rid of them. So are they
Mm-hmm.
worth it? Well, they were the best thing, as we would say in England, since sliced bread. Rather than a big loaf and to cut it up with a knife. So everything thought they were fantastic, and they got great traction. Everybody was reading them, and great. Then you end up with too many like me. Then you can't be bothered to read them. Then you scan read them. So then it's wonderful when, as a great example, and it just happens to be you,
Mm-hmm.
your
Thanks.
newsletters are great, cover a couple of topics, and they're, if you like, a side of A4. So you can, hey, great, brilliant, good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my Lord, some of them I get are 10, 12, 20 pages. They've got links in. You think, oh, I
Yeah.
don't have time, not interested.
Mm-hmm.
So although it takes longer to do it succinct and short,
Mm-hmm.
like Antonio, because you're covering everything in a few words,
True.
people will read it. And if people
That's
read
the
it,
thing.
they're
Yeah.
understanding about you, and then they think, he's the one I need to talk to. So they are
And
a good idea, but you need to regulate how long they are and how many you subscribe to.
Dr. Marcia said, great point. Good morning to you, Dr. Marcia. Those that are not relevant, delete.
Yeah.
So true in terms of the groups and the newsletters. But what I would say with persons who writing newsletters, they're not thinking about the other person, which is the reader. They're only thinking about themselves. You have
That's
to
true.
understand that people are very busy and they do not have the time to read a newsletter that may be 5 to 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yes, you might put a great information in it, but if it is that you are not that professional writer or that big time writer, persons will not give you the opportunity to really digest into the content that you are providing. So try to keep it as brief as possible with all the relevant information within your newsletter, and you will see how things will work out where persons will be reading it more. You will see the impressions go up, you will see the engagement goes up. I see some people, Stuart, who have so many followers, and when it is that they put out their newsletters, they don't see much persons engaging into it. It's because they may be not seeing the need to read that lengthy newsletter, or they may not be seeing the need for the information that is in there. It may not be resonating with them. So I think people have to always try to self-reflect and see how things going. You have to watch what content works, what content do not work, whether it be the type, the carousels, the video content, and track the metrics so you will know what you are doing wrong and try to improve going forward. I think a lot of persons just putting out content but they're not thinking about it, and then after you asking a person or persons for tips, they are providing tips and then you still doing your own thing, which basically makes no sense. So you're wasting your time and you're wasting the other person's time. So try to self-reflect, see the metrics, data analytics is most important. That's why most companies utilize that so that they could know how they're going forward. You know what works, what do not work. And it's not that hard. It's simple, but we really have to take these things in consideration. Stop studying you and study the other person, which is the reader, the person who's looking onto the content that you are providing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you come across really good newsletters, you think, say to yourself, why am I liking this? Oh, I like it because there's a white space, or there's a little video link, or there's this and that. Whatever it is that works for you, think, well, if it's working for you, how can you emulate that? Use some of those features, less words, whatever it might be, for your own newsletter. Which is what you've done, Antonio. I know you've studied it and you have yours and it's successful. I still haven't launched mine because
thank you.
I've semi-done mine, but I've still not launched. Two reasons. One is people are getting bored with newsletters because they're too long. So what we're saying is forget that old way of doing it and be regular, once a month, once a fortnight, whatever you want to do, but short and succinct, to the point, professional. That works. Now, when the good point is, and another reason I've still not done it, because I'm still learning from everybody else and I've got too many other things going on. But when you launch your newsletter, it's the only time, well, there is another way, but the only way that you can actually get an email, a notification sent to every one of your followers. Because when you do a post, it only goes out to 5 to 15%, whatever stats are on it, of your whole network, and then it depends on the quality if it goes any further. But you can hit every single one, and
that is the thing about newsletters.
Yeah, and everybody that then you only do it once on the first newsletter, but then everybody that joins you to follow you into the future, they'll get straight a notification. He has a newsletter. This is the latest newsletter. So as soon as someone just follows you, they send out the newsletter to them as well. So it's good. It's very well worthwhile having.
Very, very well. My first 2 newsletters, Stuart, I reached 1,000 subscribers within the first 2.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's and the great thing about it, like for myself being in the sales arena, you could actually go into each person who subscribed. You could obtain their email address and you could utilize that for your MailChimp blast emails when it is you have a special offer and you want your subscribers to know about your offer. So it's all about strategic approaches going forward. That's why I always say that don't matter you being a service provider, But if you don't understand how to sales and market yourself, you would not be effective at selling. And I think that is what a lot of persons problem having right now, that yes, they're providing a service, whether it be accounting, HR, or whatever consultancy service, but they don't have a plan or a strategic approach how to go about it effectively. And that is a downfall that certain persons or people not recognizing and not trying to alleviate.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's good. I agree.
So anything in closing that you would like to tell the audience today, Stuart?
I guess probably, because there's been quite a bit about this on posting and when you put your post out, should you edit it or shouldn't you? The latest research says you can after 10 minutes and it doesn't affect it. But my view would be, if you proofread it and you think it's right and you send it out, then when you look at it, you think, oh, I've left that line in, that shouldn't be there. Just do it in the comments. I will still maintain, do not edit. Do not edit.
No, do not edit. Yeah, comments. Yeah, so true.
If you think it's horrible, Antonio, kill it and then forget the post and just do a post tomorrow.
And then also to wait until someone comment before you comment first. That is in the new algorithm change.
Yes,
you don't want to penalize your content.
Yeah, because you do if you comment straight away, and they actually say, I mean, I do it in about an hour mark. I put in a series of comments that are not just benign things; they're actually adding more value to the post. They say that at the hour you should do a long comment, a personal long comment adding value. Now I do it with 7 little ones because it's just the way that I do it. I like to try different things out. So don't do it first of all. Wait for other people to comment, then comment. And of course, when they do comment, you need to respond within the first hour and a half max, ideally quicker than that. Just to show that you've got a conversation going, and then it says to the algorithm, yes, this isn't a silly post. People are commenting back. And if you can get a conversation flow going, golly, I had one, it was nearly a week old. And I ended up having a conversation about 20 different back and forths on this thing. And all of a sudden, I got about another, 40-odd% additional views, yet it was a week old because there was a really long conversation on it. So always try and gain a conversation, because the conversation moves to a rapport, which hopefully moves to business for you. So
certainly.
That way, my
Dr. Marcia
closing
said,
thing really don't edit.
Dr. Marcia said, what should you focus on when labeling your newsletter? Well, it's according to what it is that you are providing. So it don't really have like a specific labeling. It's according to the field that you are writing on. So for example, let's say you are...
And try and make it catchy as well. So when you see it in your feed, you don't just ignore it. It's how to win more customers, or winning more customers with LinkedIn, or anything. I don't know, but just something that, okay, I'll read it.
So like, for example, let's say personal branding you're writing on, you will put like, do you want to grow professionally? So everybody wants to grow professionally. So then you could delve into why you should develop a robust personal brand. Adana says, good day, guys. Interesting facts about the expanded reach of the newsletter feature. Thank you, Adana. Yes, newsletters are still relevant, and it helps you to become a great writer, because we see that the copywriters are still relevant. A lot of companies are looking for content creators to write their content, because content is most profound because it resonates with the targeted audience, it educates them, and it inspires and motivates. So it will always be relevant. So the better you could be at writing content, the opportunities could be enormous for yourself, because you could write for magazines, you could write for newspapers, you could write for so many different things that you wouldn't believe that it have all these opportunities for content writers. So practice brings improvement.
Absolutely. It also helps you to become an authority, or authoritative voice an expert within your field because you're writing a newsletter. If you don't write one, well, they're just having to pick it up from your posts and comments and your profile. But it's another opportunity, isn't it? Of just showcasing
definitely.
what you do and why you're good at what you do. So you've got to do one. So get on with it, Stuart.
Yeah. And it helps with your email marketing also, so that you could be able to have that catchy subject headline, and also to write the body of the content more in tune to the targeted individual or prospect, and don't have it too long, but to the point. So in that way, you're captivating everything. So it's a bit of a strategic plan in writing, for sure, because not everyone could write on different topics. Some persons, they more focus on certain topics because they are custom years writing on those topics. But I always say what makes a great writer is that you just give them a topic and they could visualize and write on that topic. That is creativity.
Yeah, definitely.
So Stuart, this conversation was really awesome today, and we do this bi-weekly, so look forward to the next one in December, right? And everyone who's watching, those who watching on the replay, just type #team replay. Do have an enjoyable and productive rest of your week. Thank you very much.